What's up guys, it's me Caitlin from CCO Tech and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be covering the iPhone 6. We'll be seeing if it's still worth it in 2022. Now, some of you might know the answer to this, but not everyone does. So without further ado, let's get started. So the iPhone 6 came out September 2014. So that's already giving it an age of 8 years old. It also came out with the iPhone 6 Plus, and those two phones were the first phones to come out with a larger display. Before that, you had all of the iPhone 5s, the 4, whatever, but now it was the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. 6 had a 4.7 IPS LCD display, and the iPhone 6 Plus had a 5.5 IPS LCD display. That changed the game for iPhone. The phone shape was different, it was thinner, it was rounder, and just larger, so people were intrigued by the new design. Thinking about today, the iPhone 12 was so much different than the iPhone 11. They went back to that blockier shaped iPhone, but they still kept it thin, and that new design really intrigued people to want to buy it. So the iPhone 6 was actually one of the most successful phones when it first came out. Many people were buying, and that really helped Apple as a company. So right off the bat, I do want to let you guys know that the iPhone 6 is no longer receiving real updates from Apple. Back in 2021, it was receiving some security updates with iOS 12, so it got up to about iOS 12.5.5. So it's still in iOS 12, and today we're at iOS 15.4.1. That's a drastic change, especially with software. You want it to be as close to new as possible. So although it is iOS 12, it's older, it doesn't look terrible. You could use this phone and you might see some outdated apps or features, but overall it can be used to do simple tasks like calling, texting, looking things up, watching videos, playing games. Nothing too powerful can be done on it because it will lag and might perform slow, but it can still be done if it's in a more simpler form. And so the iPhone 6, as I stated before, has a 4.7-inch IPS LCD display. Today, that's not really anything spectacular, but it definitely still looks nice. The colors aren't as vibrant and crisp and clear as they are today, but you're still gonna have a nice little display that you can use to do your tasks on the phone. It has the Apple A8 chip, which compared to the Apple A15 chip, that's a big difference. It's 7 chips older, and then you're not even including those extra chips that they had on certain phones. So chipset wise, that's definitely gonna hold you back. It's not going to be as fast, it will lag. It's not going to be as smooth to use on a day-to-day basis. So it could definitely wear out a lot faster. I mean, it's already old, so using it that much more could definitely make it deteriorate even faster. But going on to the actual physical body of the device, it has a glass front and an aluminum back. But what I will say about the aluminum is that it's not very durable. I have dropped the phone a couple times, and it dents as if it were kind of soft. Like, the aluminum dents easily. And then there was also with the iPhone 6, it easily bent, so people were having a hard time, like phones were bending, and that makes it even less durable. So if you have this phone, you want to use it, you need to make sure you have a screen protector and a case to prevent any extra damage that could be done, because it's not the most durable phone ever. It's still a little weak. And so this device has Touch ID and not facial recognition, but we already know that. It has the home button, has thicker bezels. It's not a newer looking phone, but if we think about it, the iPhone SE 2020 looks almost identical to the iPhone 6. Coming down to the screen size, the bezels, the home button, the shape, obviously the colors are different and the camera is a little better, but the iPhone SE 2020 was really inspired by the iPhone 6, maybe even the iPhone 7 and 8, because all three of those phones look very similar. And so moving on to the camera, this phone has a single rear camera. It's 8 megapixels and it can film up to 1080p So you're getting HD, no 4K or anything. I mean, I don't think anyone would expect that on an iPhone 6 to begin with. But what I will say about this camera is that, especially the front-facing camera, which is 1.2 megapixels, it's not as high quality, it's 720p. The videos and pictures might look a little more pixelated than what you might see on a phone today. Obviously, that is due to the resolution and just the quality of those cameras, but I definitely don't think that it would be a good phone to do like very nice pictures on. If you want to take photos on it every now and then you can do that, but to have a good phone with a good camera, you might want to upgrade to a newer iPhone. Because also this camera is a single camera. There aren't various lenses that you can switch to get different types of photos. You still have your portrait mode, the square, that landscape photo, but you're not getting all the extra features and the different types of zooms with this phone. And so this phone does have a headphone jack, which, you know, I feel like headphone jacks, they're not on iPhones today, but they're still very nice things to have on a phone. Especially if you're using regular headphones, you want to plug in an aux cable, you can easily do that with this phone. It also has a lightning port for charging, which charging is not going to be very fast, but the battery on this phone isn't the biggest, so it'll still seem like you're charging pretty fast. It has an 1810 milliamp hour battery. So for the size of this phone and the type of phone, this was not bad at all. But compared to today's phones, this battery life is not something that you would be happy to have. If you use this phone on a day-to-day basis, you would probably have to charge it a couple times a day, not just once a day, but a couple, because the battery life is not gonna be anything phenomenal. So to sum it up, I would say that the iPhone 6 is not worth it in 2022. I don't think it was even worth it in 2021. The phone is outdated, definitely not something you should go out and be excited to buy, because as soon as you get it, you're gonna be feeling like you're using an old phone already. So I feel like if you want a phone that could last you maybe even a couple years, start with the iPhone 7 or even 8. But then we also have the iPhone SE, which is $399. They even have a new iPhone SE that is $430. So it kind of resembles the iPhone 6, so if that's the kind of phone you like to use, then it's gonna look the same, but it's gonna be updated. The iPhone SE 2020 and then the one that just came out is basically like a very updated and modernized version of the iPhone 6. It also has qualities of the iPhone 7 and 8, so that phone is definitely a better choice to choose in 2022 versus the original iPhone 6. So I will have links down below for the iPhone SE, just so in case you want to buy it from watching this video, it'll be down below. I might also link some other iPhones that'll be more affordable today, and obviously if you want to get, let's say, the iPhone 13, then you can do that as well. But I just want to let you guys know that the iPhone 6 is definitely not something you would want to buy in 2022, because it won't last you very long at all. But I hope you guys did learn some stuff from this video, guiding you in the right direction to what phone you might get in the future. And if you did enjoy this video, or if you found it helpful, give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next one.